This is Dr. George Cromack here, and with RenewYourself.net, medical assistant to Gabriel Cousins at the Tree of Life. And today I want to share with you just a little bit with what's been going on with me the last month, and hope that it translates into some type of help or maybe lesson for you, or something you can use with somebody or yourself down the line. As I was talking about 6-7 weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago, I finished a 30-day juice feast on E3Live and juices, and was feeling quite good. Consistently clear, euphoric, steady, even inspired, enthusiastic, lots of energy. And you know, these are the kind of experiences you have when you've been doing the work for a while, and then you do, you know, a longer, semi-longer fast like that, or juice feast. What happened 4 or 5 days after finishing that 30-day fast was that, as I mentioned before, I've had some, you know, pretty severe accidents and trauma along the way. One of those was getting run over by a drunk driver in a four-wheel on my bicycle, and dragged down the street and having my leg ripped out under the car. Anyway, my hip joint needs another orthopedic surgery to tighten it up, basically, and so I dislocated. I was on the couch talking to my girlfriend and crossed my leg and stretched the wrong way, and the whole hip joint dislocated, which, if you haven't heard, is probably one of the most painful experiences you could have. In short, I got medevaced out by helicopter and to the ER room, where I was IV slammed with a lot of really strong narcotic drugs, way beyond morphine, Demerol, and beyond. That's the kind of pain with a hip dislocation. And of course, I'm not saying I didn't want the pain medication, because there's a time and a place for everything, and that was probably the one. And then you kind of need that before they even knock you out to get it back in, because it's almost impossible to get it back in certain situations. To make a long story short, so I was in the ER room, dislocated at 8 in the evening, and I believe it was 3 o'clock in the morning when they actually got the hip back in the socket, and a lot of heavy-duty drugs. Needless to say, it threw me a little bit off my game plan after that, in terms of the routine I had, yoga, working out, and the heavy-duty drugs. The thing is, when your body is, you know, relatively clean, and the cell membranes are really clean, that kind of stuff is obviously a bigger contrast and bigger shock to someone, and can just really, you know, take you down into not feeling too well after a few days. So anyway, to make a long story short, that was my experience, and it just kind of really muddled the experience I was having right after the fast and towards the middle and end of the fast, of just really clear and euphoria. So, you know, you may have noticed what looks like my energy level may be dropping a little over the last month of tape since that happened. So today I'm on day 6 of a juice feast again. Don't want to fast too much, because we just got done with a 30-day about, you know, 7-8 weeks ago. So just maybe 7 or 8 days, maybe 10, a little cold and wet out. Just trying to reset my body, and I already have a lot more clarity. But when you get that contrast from some kind of traumatic experience like that, you know, it's hard, because it can turn your world upside down for a little while. So just sharing that with you. And so I had some, you know, some of my own struggles last month. I just didn't feel like myself, and made it a little bit harder to communicate, and you know, just affects your whole kind of state of being, not wanting to meditate too much, because I wasn't feeling, you know, just restful and clean inside. So a short fast, juice feast with E3Live to try to reset the sensitivity, get some of those toxins out. The other thing I wanted to share with you is my body did try to eliminate some of this pretty strongly, and a couple of weeks after that hospital experience, I was in Hawaii with my girlfriend, and I had 3 or 4 nights where I broke into heavy sweats, and there was just a lot of stuff coming out with the sweat, a lot of poison, and that's just another example of like your body having a stronger reaction trying to throw that poison off. Whereas if you're just habitually, kind of doing that same desensitization of like ongoing type insult to your body, I think your body just gets kind of numb and dulled out and actually doesn't quite as quickly respond to throwing it out. That's about it. That's Dr. George Cromack at renewyourself.net, and feel free to email me any of your questions. Aloha.